Man, the energy around the Eagles right now is absolutely electric. If you've been following along, you know we've got a mix of excitement and concern brewing as we push deeper into the season. One of the first things on the radar has to be the injury report, because that can make or break a week, especially when it comes to protecting your quarterback and keeping the line solid. Lane Johnson and Jalen Carter are still out. No surprise there, but the name that popped up recently is Fred Johnson. That's the backup right tackle, and he was limited in practice, which raises some eyebrows. The team had to elevate Cam Williams, their rookie, and that tells you Fred's dealing with something significant. The right side of the line could end up being a real challenge this week, especially if the Eagles run into a pass rusher like Max Crosby. That side could get tested in a big way, and fans are rightfully holding their breath hoping the Eagles don't have to scramble with a third-string option at such a critical spot. Shifting gears a little, there's been chatter about Kevin Patullo potentially getting a head coaching interview with the New York Giants next year. It's the kind of story that reminds you how quickly the NFL coaching carousel can spin. Patullo has been making waves as an offensive coordinator, and even though Philadelphia's offense has struggled at times, he's still on the radar for top jobs because being in charge of the Eagles' offense is considered a strong stepping stone. It's interesting to think about the impact his potential departure could have here, but for now, all eyes are on the field and what the players are doing week to week. Now, let's talk about Jordan Davis because this guy has been a revelation. There's a real sense that he's stepping into the shoes of Brandon Graham, not just in terms of production, but as a leader on the field. Fangio's comments about Davis are telling. He's not just a talented player. He's someone who brings energy, personality, and leadership to the locker room. He's the kind of player who makes others around him better. Watching him, it's clear he's capable of dominating against both the run and the pass, and his work ethic is off the charts. There's a level of maturity there, a focus that shows he's not just thinking about the game, but about how to elevate the entire defense. The way he's conducting himself in interviews and on the practice field makes it obvious that he's becoming a cornerstone for this team. It's rare to see a player emerge this quickly and naturally as a leader. But Davis is proving he's more than just his stats. He's someone who can carry the energy, the toughness, and the example that younger players need to see. One of the standout moments that really showcases Davis's leadership came in conversations about teammates and respect. The way he talks about the culture, about supporting each other on and off the field, it's the kind of mentality that builds a strong locker room. He's not just talking, he's living it. When you hear him mention the importance of effort, of paying attention to details, and how much he respects the guys around him, it reinforces why coaches are so high on him. His ability to influence others is just as valuable as his production on the field. Watching him perform without Jalen Carter beside him and still maintaining such a high level of play proves that he's capable of being a focal point. He's in shape, he's disciplined, and he's showing that he can be trusted to take charge even when circumstances get tough. Speaking of tough circumstances, let's not forget about the broader context here. The Eagles recently hit a 3-game skid, and it's natural for questions to arise about whether this team is repeating history or struggling to find consistency. Enter Jeffrey Lurie, who rarely speaks publicly, but when he does, it carries weight. Lurie addressed the situation and made it clear that this isn't the same as 2023. The defense remains a strength, special teams are performing, and while the offense has had its struggles, he sees potential for them to snap out of it. It's a perspective that's grounded, recognizing that turnovers have been an issue, but also that the underlying talent and structure of the team are intact. The defense has been resilient, often picking up the slack when the offense falters, and Lurie's comments highlight a confidence that things can be corrected without overreacting to a short-term slump. Breaking it down on the field, there are small details that can change the outcome of games. The Eagles' play calling, especially in critical moments, has been scrutinized, and some decisions, like passing in certain situations where the run was working, raise questions. But there have also been flashes of brilliance, crossing routes that opened opportunities, strategic run plays, and individual performances that show the team still has plenty of tools at its disposal. These micro moments indicate that while adjustments are needed, the team isn't fundamentally broken. They're capable of playing at a high level when execution aligns with preparation, and that gives fans reason to stay hopeful. One of the most compelling narratives is watching players like Jordan Davis rise into leadership roles while veterans like Brandon Graham begin to transition out. Graham has been valuable, even in reduced capacity, helping guide younger players and filling roles where needed, but the torch is slowly being passed. Davis embodies the future, bringing intensity, skill, and a mentality that could sustain the team for years to come. His ability to adapt, take coaching criticism in stride, and consistently improve separates him from players who might plateau after initial success. It's one thing to have talent, but another to combine it with leadership, work ethic, and a team-first mentality. That's why he's being recognized as the next foundational piece of this defense, someone who could define the identity of the Eagles in the coming seasons. Even as the offense works to regain momentum, the narrative around this team is being shaped by resilience, leadership, and potential. Key injuries like Lane Johnson's absence and Fred Johnson's limitations could pose challenges, but the Eagles have depth, and players like Cam Williams are getting opportunities to step up. The combination of emerging stars, disciplined coaching, and veteran guidance creates a dynamic environment where growth is constant. Watching the team adapt to adversity, refine strategies, and push for execution in crucial moments is what makes following this team so compelling right now. There's a sense that they're not just playing for individual stats, but for cohesion and for the bigger picture of a season that still has plenty of football left to be played. The storylines are layered. Jordan Davis as the defensive cornerstone, the offense finding its rhythm under the pressure of high expectations, veterans providing guidance, and the owner expressing confidence without overreacting. All of these elements are intertwining. Each practice, each game, each adjustment on the fly is part of a larger narrative about resilience and potential. The players understand that every slip-up can have consequences, but they also know the strength of the defense, the capability of the roster, and the value of leadership both on and off the field. It's a balancing act between facing immediate challenges and planning for sustained success, and the Eagles seem to be navigating that space with intention and energy. Now, moving beyond injuries and leadership, the conversation really turns to what this Eagles team is capable of when everything clicks. The defensive line, led by emerging stars like Jordan Davis, is starting to show that it can dominate games even when facing top-tier opponents. Davis has become the heartbeat of the defense, and watching him step into that role has been fascinating. He's not only making plays against the run, but has started to consistently pressure quarterbacks in ways that can completely shift the momentum of a game. The way he's developing into a versatile threat on the line gives this team a flexibility that was missing in years past. You see him adjust to blockers, read plays, and take control in moments where others might hesitate, and that's exactly what separates a good player from a franchise-defining one. What's even more interesting is how his growth is influencing the players around him. Young defensive linemen, linebackers, and even secondary players are stepping up because they see Davis leading by example. There's a contagious energy that spreads through the locker room when a player of his caliber embraces responsibility and accountability. It's not about flash or individual stats. It's about impact and influence. Fangio's praise of Davis isn't just coach speak. It's recognition of how rare it is to find a player who commands respect both with skill and personality. Davis's work ethic, discipline, and approach to preparation are setting a new standard for this team, and it's becoming clear that he could be the cornerstone of this defense for the next decade. On the offensive side, there's still work to do, but signs of improvement are emerging. Even during the recent 3-game skid, there were flashes where the offense showed the ability to move the ball efficiently and create scoring opportunities. Jeffrey Lurie's comments about the 2025 Eagles highlighted that while turnovers have been a problem, the foundation is solid. The defense is capable of keeping the team competitive, which means the offense doesn't have to be perfect to succeed. Watching plays unfold in detail, you notice small adjustments being made, better communication at the line of scrimmage, improved route combinations, and more strategic use of personnel. These may not show up in the highlight reels, but they make a huge difference in sustaining drives and limiting pressure on the defense. Key offensive players are beginning to understand how to operate within this system more effectively. A.J. Brown, for instance, has shown glimpses of the impact he can have when routes are crisp and timing is right. Even when mistakes happen, such as drops or miscommunications, there's an underlying sense that these players are learning and adapting rather than repeating the same errors. The Eagles' coaching staff is adjusting too, finding ways to put players in positions where they can maximize their talent. It's a delicate balance, pushing players to take chances while ensuring that fundamentals and situational awareness remain intact. Another element shaping this team's identity is the way veterans are guiding the younger core. Brandon Graham, while no longer at the peak of his career, continues to provide mentorship and insight. His presence on the field offers not just skill, but wisdom, showing younger players how to navigate complex game situations. The blending of experienced voices and emerging talent like Davis is creating a culture where accountability is expected and excellence is the standard. Players are learning that leadership isn't just about speaking up, it's about preparation, consistency, and setting the tone every single day. That balance between seasoned insight and youthful energy is a defining characteristic of teams that sustain success year after year. Injuries and roster adjustments remain a concern, particularly on the offensive line. Lane Johnson's absence and the uncertainty surrounding backups like Fred Johnson put additional pressure on both the offense and the coaching staff. How the Eagles adapt to these challenges will be critical in determining whether they can maintain momentum as they push toward the playoffs. Depth is being tested, and younger players are gaining valuable experience that could pay dividends in high-stakes situations. Cam Williams getting reps as a rookie is exactly the kind of opportunity that can accelerate growth, and it also forces the team to think creatively about rotations and matchups. The right tackle situation isn't ideal, but adversity often reveals which players are ready to step up, and it's a chance for the Eagles to showcase resilience. Special teams also deserve recognition because they've been consistently performing at high level. From kick coverage to field positioning, these units have helped offset some of the offensive struggles. When the offense turns the ball over or struggles to sustain drives, having reliable special teams can prevent those mistakes from becoming catastrophic. It's one of those areas that often goes unnoticed by casual fans, but is deeply appreciated by coaches and players. The Eagles' ability to maintain discipline and execution in this phase of the game underscores the importance of attention to detail across the roster. The storyline around Jeffrey Lurie's engagement with the team adds another layer. Owners don't always comment publicly, but when Lurie does, it's clear he's paying attention to the nuances. His acknowledgement of the defense, special teams, and potential for offensive improvement reflects a measured understanding of the team's strengths and weaknesses. He isn't panicking, but he's signaling that he expects accountability and execution. That tone from ownership can resonate through the locker room, reinforcing the importance of focus and professionalism. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that has sent shockwaves across the NFL, rumors are swirling that the Philadelphia Eagles have pulled off one of the most astonishing trades in recent memory, reportedly acquiring COWBOYS star quarterback Dak Prescott. The mere whisper of such a deal has set social media ablaze, with fans and analysts alike scrambling to make sense of what could be a seismic shift in the league's balance of power. Insiders suggest that the Eagles' front office has been quietly plotting a bold strategy to revamp their offense, and bringing in Prescott could be the centerpiece of that plan. Known for his leadership on the field, pinpoint accuracy, and ability to make clutch plays, Prescott's arrival in Philadelphia would instantly turn heads and raise expectations sky high. The chatter in sports circles hints at a blockbuster package of draft picks and key players that might have been offered to Dallas, though exact details remain murky. Cowboys fans, predictably, are in disbelief. Prescott has been the face of Dallas for years, guiding them through highs and lows with a calm, determined presence. The idea of him wearing Eagles green instead of Cowboys blue feels almost surreal, and debates are raging online over what this means for both teams' futures. Could Philadelphia now be the team to beat in the NFC? Or is this just a calculated gamble that might backfire spectacularly? Meanwhile, sports analysts are speculating on the impact Prescott could have under the Eagles' offensive scheme. Pairing his arm talent with Philadelphia's dynamic receiving core could create a nightmare for opposing defenses, potentially redefining the team's identity. Yet, questions linger. Can the Eagles' coaching staff maximize Prescott's strengths immediately, or will the transition take time? One thing is certain. This rumor, whether fully realized or not, has electrified the NFL landscape. Fans are buzzing, media outlets are spinning, and the thought of Dak Prescott leading the Eagles has ignited conversations from coast to coast. As whispers grow louder and speculation intensifies, one thing is undeniable. The league may never be the same if this rumored move comes to fruition. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.